Hello there, this is Elena with your weekly astro-dice forecast for the week beginning June. Hello there, this is Elena with your weekly astro-dice forecast for the week beginning January 31st, 2022. Thank you to my Ko-fi supporters for your generosity that enables me to present these forecasts as well as the lunation forecasts. So, beginning of the first week of February. End of January. I don't know about you, but it's been chilly here. So, we really are coming into kind of the depths of winter, I think, here. But, the days have been getting longer. The sun is coming back, so even though it's cold, it's bright and cold, right? So, let's see if I can shed some light on the week upcoming. So if you have not ever seen astro-dice before, you've got a set of 3 dice here. This one has the sun, the moon, all of the planets, and the north and south nodes of the moon. This one has all of the signs of the zodiac. And this one has the numbers 1 through 12 to represent the 12 houses of an astrological chart. So I'm going to roll these just to see what kind of general energy, we can all expect for this upcoming week. A point of reflection, I think. Oh, okay. All right, so the North Node was ready to come out. So just a point of general reflection. All right, well, where is the North Node? So the North Node is in Virgo in the first house. North Node in Virgo in the first house. Okay, so this is going to be, I think, reaching for, using those ideals that you might have about yourself, and who you want to be as a person. I think Virgo talks a lot about embodied action and praxis, in that sense of practicing your theory, actually living out what you mean. And so the North Node in Virgo in the first, I think, is going to be about looking at the thing with the North Node is that trying to get to whatever it really is pointing towards. If you go for it too much, you can really burn yourself out. But it's one of those things where you can look at it as a point to strive for, knowing that you may never and, will never possibly reach it. But the growth that you experience in the meantime, getting there, is really what ends up being life-changing. You're never going to achieve that perfect ideal, but you can definitely get yourself closer to it and embody more of that ideal in your daily practice and in your praxis. So I think this is what the North Node in Virgo is going to be asking us to do this week, is to evaluate those things about yourselves and the things that you wish that you could practice. We're already, we're definitely a couple of weeks into the new year. People who made New Year's resolutions might be starting to flag now. But Virgo talks about showing up every day and not just in the big moments. And so this is about, you may not be able to have the 10-step skincare routine, but you can have a 2-step, maybe a 3-step. You might be able to add one more onto whatever you're doing now. Right? So it's about, achieving what you can at the level that you're currently at and understanding that that's necessary in order to reach that next step. So, so I'm thinking also then about kind of the hypothetical chart that this presents. So Virgo rising, Virgo in the first, if we're using whole sign houses, then gives you Pisces in the 7th. Where, we currently have Jupiter transiting. I know I've been excited about Jupiter in Pisces. I'm sure a number of you have been as well. Hopefully you've been feeling some of those positive effects coming back, especially with, we got a taste of it last year for a couple of months, over the summer. We had, that Jupiter in Pisces summer where we thought that COVID was over, or some people thought that it was over. But, I think we've got a better handle on things now. And so, I'm hoping that this Jupiter in Pisces period for this year is going to be showing, and in this case, Pisces being the 7th house, this can be about, positive developments in relationships. I mean, that stands for if you're, a natal Virgo rising. But, then you would also, of course, have the south node then in Pisces as well, because, the nodes are always going to oppose each other. So if you have the north node in Virgo, you're going to have the south node in Pisces. And so I'm just thinking about that combination of Jupiter and the south node. This could be going back to, I think, again, I just keep circling back around to praxis, because Pisces, Jupiter in Pisces, is very reflective about their ideals. And so this can be about kind of going back to things that, I'm imagining almost like an image that's disappeared in the water that you can never, see again, but you can kind of conjure it in your mind and think about, maybe the image itself isn't what's so important, but how it made you feel and what it made you think. And so this might be going back to old dreams, perhaps, or old visions. And, that was a fantasy, perhaps, or a dream of a different you, from your past. And so it may not all be fully relevant to you now, but, see what is still relevant and see what does still kind of evoke those emotions for you. And what is the dream and what is an ideal that you want to chase now? I think that that's one of the things that Jupiter in Pisces is going to be asking us to do, is to have faith in pursuing some of our dreams, but finding North Node in Virgo, finding an actionable, workable plan here instead of just kind of hoping that everything is going to work out. So this is going to be about, I think, taking meaningful steps, but not overwhelming ones, towards becoming the person that you want to be, that's your ideal. I think a lot about ideals with Virgo, and I think that that's one reason that sometimes people can have sort of a bad image about Virgos, because they themselves, as non-Virgos, don't have the same commitment to their ideals. And so you can look at somebody who's really committed and really thoughtful as kind of, stuck up, or, sort of whatever the other critiques of Virgos are that come out. But, Virgos, that Virgo energy is, everybody forgets that Virgo is mutable earth, right? So it's not fixed earth like Taurus. It's not cardinal earth like Capricorn. It's mutable earth. It makes me think of sand, and Virgos can get caught up sometimes in all of those little grains that compose this larger, ever-shifting sort of notion. And so, just being flexible, I think, about perhaps your dreams, and understanding that you can't, go from 0 to 10 immediately, but that, if you go to 2 to 4 to 6, and then you can look back at when you were at 0 and be like, wow, look at how far I've come and how much farther I have, yet to go, to be excited about. So, yeah. So I hope that this helps you for this week. I wish everybody the best of luck with yourselves and with taking care of yourselves. We've got this new moon in Aquarius coming up as well. And so I think that, if you're looking for kind of another new year, let's say, before the spring solstice, before the kind of astrological new year at the beginning of Aries season, this week might be kind of that time. I will be discussing that new moon a little bit more, or a lot more, really, in the lunation forecast for this week as well, which is at my $8 tier. So if you are just receiving these weekly forecasts, I hope that you'll consider checking out my lunations as well, and hopefully both of those together can really help equip you for the week. So, but thank you again for supporting me, no matter at what level, no matter if you're just, sharing my content. I really appreciate it, and I appreciate you for being here and for supporting me. So, yeah, I wish you all the best and take care.